You Are Collecting. A podcast for those who like a good moan about figure collecting and don't mind naughty words.
Hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Alright, let's have a look to see who's joined us today in the chat, shall we, Mr. Pete? While we get started. To Thracky has beaten Toy Mafia for once.
By like a day and a half.
Yeah. That's commitment.
Yeah.
That is commitment, getting in there and sniping him.
We got
I like
Chris
that,
V.
yeah.
He logged in at 5:01 a.m.
Yeah.
You love it.
And we have John. Hello, my man.
Legend.
We got Toy Mafia, Lane Kramer, and Takathy as well. So yeah, good.
Yeah, nice to have you.
Right, Pete. Let's start off with our favouriteest part of how poor we are and what we've managed to stretch to with our meagre budgets.
Mm-hmm.
So let's have a look.
New this fortnight.
Go on, Pete. Spoil us.
I've done all right here. Although you'll see, there's 4 figures in this picture, but I've only actually got 2. So first of all, I got the figure that everybody's getting and everyone's loving. The
everyone but me.
Yours is coming, mate. From someone. Someone will love you.
Fucking wants
The Hot Toys Snowspeeder pilot Luke. So that's the, if you're watching now, that's the figure on the left. And I've just put in there in a picture. That's on the right. That's my Elvis 1976 custom, which I still love. I will not be moving on at all. That's an old. That was out even before the old Sideshow figure. So that's a Grail piece. But I love the new one. I really like the head sculpt. I think it's finally kind of. I know it's the same as the Return of the Jedi one, but it just seems to work really well with the hair on this one. I haven't put the helmet on because I'm quite happy because I've got the helmeted one already. Then I'm quite happy to have. I'm going to have him displayed like that, just holding the helmet, and that's just a pair of like DID Second World War gloves that I had spare, so they work quite well. I took the fat suit off, completely unnecessary as usual.
I don't know why they do it.
It's a weird one, so it's got like. No, so it's got like the usual vest piece. Then it's kind of got the chest cut out, and then it's on the legs. It's kind of just on the outside edges. It's cut away on the inside.
Like a kinky
like
Lulu from Fifth Element.
Yeah. It's really odd. It's like they just he doesn't need it. He's a skinny fucker. Yeah. The jacket's got a fair bit of kind of bagginess to it, and I think for the 10 minutes it takes to take the gear off and take it off, I would definitely recommend doing it.
Can we just stop a minute just to appreciate this guy's name, Filthy Yoda?
Oh yes,
that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love that.
Yeah, love to see it, mate. Love to have
that
it
is
here.
The best username I've heard in a while.
Filthy Yoda.
Love it. Or Yoda Filthy.
Yeah, so I had this ordered back in the day one from 1/6 Kit, and it's actually the first Hot Toys that I'd got from them, and I absolutely, I mean, I can't fault OSK. They're absolutely brilliant, and I would definitely recommend ordering anything from them.
I should have gone with them.
Yeah. To the UK, I think it took 4 days, and no customs or anything. Yeah, just great. Oh, and just to point that base there, because you do get like a plastic snow piece that goes on the front, but that's the one from the Hoth, the Sideshow Hoth one, because it's just a little bit more. Because I wanted to have him kind of with his leg perched up. It was just better to have that because it's got a bit more height to it. And I just put the other one on the Sideshow. They're exactly the same base, hexagonal base, so they swap out. But yeah, just brilliant. Can't fault it. So I know that you had it for Sideshow, and then you cancelled it.
So if everyone's sitting comfortably for my tale of woe, so yeah, I ordered it day one on Sideshow. As soon as they put it up for pre-order, I think when I pre-ordered it, they still had the like coming soon image up. So I ordered it. I was a good boy, paid monthly, did everything I should have done. And then everyone started to get their we're shipping you notifications. I never got one. I thought, fucking arseholes. And then I was whittling my pre-orders down. I thought, I'm either going to cancel Hoff Luke or Django. Cancel Django. Day later, yours is ready to ship. I thought, you fucking arseholes. Still, and I thought, it's all right. Everyone's getting Django and Luke emails. Nothing. And then some people were like, oh, this is great. I only ordered this a week ago. And I was like,
yeah,
fuck you. Like, really, fuck you. And at that point, Sideshow was still cheaper than a lot of the Hong Kong sellers. So I was like, right, well, I might as well sit on it, and hopefully in a couple of weeks I'll get one. Nothing. And then I was looking online, and I was looking around, and actually, because I had a $40 gift card with Sideshow.
Okay. Yep.
So effectively would have covered the shipping. And then I was looking around, I looked on a few different websites, and it was working out like quite a bit more expensive to get it from HK. And then the devil tempted me, Pete.
No.
The devil.
You've been talking to Shane.
The devil tempted me.
No.
Toys Blunderland.
They drew you in again.
They drew me in. Now, I'd stopped using them. I've ordered 3 things with them before, and it's always been either an eternity for them to actually pull their finger out and ship it, or they've shipped it via like a snail, and it takes such a long fucking time to get it. So I was like, right, fuck it. So I had a quick look, and I went, actually, that's quite a lot. I think it was $260 all in all. I was like, that's really cheap. That's probably a bit cheaper than actually I'm getting from Sideshow. Yeah. Once I paid tax and all of that. So I placed the order last Friday. Every day I've been checking on the shipping. They just haven't bothered shipping it. Tomorrow will be a full week. I emailed them tonight to say, look, when are you actually going to ship this? 'Cause if you take any longer, I'll cancel. Because literally, like a day after I ordered it, a guy we know over here was like, I've got one of these spare 220. I was like,
it's funny because I saw that and I was almost tempted to pick up a second one, another one, because there's so many different things you can, you could pretty much bash a decent X-wing Luke as well, or as long as you've got some boots, black boots and some black gloves.
You can do,
because obviously it's a full jumpsuit underneath.
If you do a wedge,
I know, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I was so fucked off because I was like, because I hate that place anyway. I begrudged having to order it, but at that point I thought, do you know what? Take a leaf out of Shane's book. It's the cheapest on the day, so I'm gonna give them one more chance.
No, it won't.
Luckily Mark Hamill's still with us, so the price wasn't likely to jump anytime soon. So
I can't see myself ever going with them, even if it is considerably cheaper.
I think this is the final nail in the coffin for me. I can't.
Yeah. I've got the only two Hong Kong sellers I'll buy from a 1/6 kit and Toys by an Agent, and they never let me down.
I forgot to check 1/6 kit. I checked Toys by an Agent. The only thing I don't like about their website is you have to currency convert it yourself, and it's not the easiest website in the world to use. But once I worked out them, they were a bit more expensive, but enough that made me go, I might as well stayed with Sideshow if I went with them. But like Caffeinated Coffee Fan says, a week later they're all dirt cheap. Actually doing something ship a day later. Well, I emailed them tonight, so I'll see what happens because I really want this figure.
I hope you get it soon from someone.
Cancelled everything else apart from this one. This is the one I want. I think the only things I still have on pre-order are this, Patrick Bateman, and then I've got nothing else on pre-order until the Marty McFly and Doc at the end of the year, and that's with Sideshow though, so that would probably be like another year on top.
Have you got the Back to the Future 1 Doc as well on? So you got the cowboy ones.
Got all 3. I've got the 2 cowboys, and so then my Back to the Future line will be complete. I'll have the lot, apart from the reissue of Marty, but I don't like the head sculptures on that. So
no, there's no need to buy that, and that shitty dog candle.
That fucking turd of a dog.
Oh, mate.
Yeah. Hey Ryan,
Evening,
how
Ryan.
are you?
Yeah, so just to finish on Luke, just a couple of interesting things. People have said that if you display it without the gloves, the sleeves are a bit short, and that is true. Yeah,
They kind of shoot up if you bend the arm.
yeah. So obviously there, but even if it in a standing pose like that, if I'd left the fat suit on, you probably would have seen the wrist pegs.
Yeah.
So by removing the fat suit, it allows you to just move those sleeves down enough to cover the. I mean, if I bent his arms up, I still wouldn't really be able to stop it showing. But obviously, I wanted to have his arms down straight. So taking the fat suit.
How does the belt fit without the
Velcro on the back? Oh, it's fine.
So you can tie
it's fine because there's enough. The jacket's still big enough because it goes obviously over the jacket as well. That you can it just overlaps a little bit.
Do you know what? I'm so glad they put Velcro at the back of the belt.
Yeah.
Like
instead of that stupid like hole at the front with the little nubbin you have to try and.
Any belt I've got with that, I've literally done up the front, glued it in place, cut the back, and put some Velcro on it. Because I'm like, such a pain in the arse.
Well, they either come off or they end up like not straight and
they go
because they can pivot.
You end up with the massive bit of excess that they give you, just poking up like that.
Yeah. So they've finally seen sense. It's all really good. I mean, it's definitely up there for figure of the year in my opinion at the moment. So I just put the gloves on the Elvis one because that had some older. Obviously, when he built it, there wasn't a lot around, so it had some sort of cuffs from something else, and I think it had like Boba Fett hands. So I just put these on, and they look better. And then in the front, the Black Series, which just shows what an amazing figure it is. When it's up against the Hot Toys.
It looks like a shrunk version.
It's so good. Good. They look really good together. They're now separated, so Luke's over there.
Yeah.
Like I flipped my monitor as well and flipped my camera so I can point over there.
God, it makes life so much easier.
Not that you can really see anything because it's all dark. But
Vader, Obi, Jabba. I'm not going Jabba. Oh shit, no, he's over there. It's so much easier.
So I'm not quite sure. I'll definitely find somewhere. Even if he's quite happy with him sitting on the shelf behind me at the moment because I get to kind of see him more often. And then the other one I got was the Asmus Bilbo Baggins, the old version, the Ian Holm version. Another brilliant figure. There was a lot of people were a bit concerned about the head sculpt because you get this one which is quite stern looking, and the people saying, "Oh, why can't we have like a smiling one or a smirky one or something like that?" And obviously they gave us that really weird possessed head, which, to be fair, it's really well done. It's really well sculpted. Paintwork is brilliant. I just don't know what anyone would do with it. I've got mine sitting just on the shelf next to him. It's a bit of a waste, really. But actually, the main head sculpt is not as bad as people think. And I think, depending on how you display him, which I always had this intention that he's about to embark off on his like final adventure. And he's got the ring in his hand and he's kind of looking down, struggling with leaving it behind or taking it, and it works perfectly for that. The figure's fantastic. I mean, I love all the Asmus stuff, and I think that they've come up short on head sculpts and stuff, but I can never fault their tailoring and the fit and everything of the clothes. And that, interestingly, it says on the like insert bit in the box that the Pop Toys did the tailoring for this, did the outfit. And they're really good. They're brilliant. I've got that. They're one of their suits on my indie. So it's cool that they're kind of collaborating with another company that's obviously got a good reputation for soft goods and stuff.
I was toying with the idea of getting rid of my Lord of the Rings stuff because, as much as I love it, I can't see myself ever finishing it. I think the original idea was to get all the Fellowship. Then I ended up getting the Legolas that doesn't really fit in with the first films. So I was you can Gimli and I'll get Aragorn and they could go. Those three can go together, and then I'm like, but then I need a Hobbit of some kind to go with Gandalf.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And you hate the Hobbits anyway, so
I can't say the only one I like is Bilbo from
yeah.
the Hobbit. That's it. The others I can't fucking stand. They're just irritating.
Yeah. So it doesn't. It was a flawed plan from the beginning, really, from your point of view.
And the problem is, like, I might as well get rid of Legolas now before the fucking in-art one turns up and shits all over it.
Yes. Yeah, because they're gonna reveal some pictures of that soon, aren't they? But it's gonna be really, really expensive. It's fully rooted with all those braids and stuff in it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so expensive.
It is gonna be expensive.
Yeah, so it will be a fantastic, but and I'll wince because I'll look at it and I think, oh, I want that, I like that, and the Aragorn's the one for me because if they nail the head sculpt, which nobody's managed to do, then that would be the one where I would have to consider whether I would go for it or not.
I think the best out of the best one I've seen so far is probably the Dean Tolliver one.
Yeah.
That's probably the best, but that takes, you've got to get that painted.
Oh, look. Deflex 1 says, you guys like the in-art Pennywise. Just you wait, sir. We will get to that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
So, yeah. But no, this is fantastic. He comes with, like, when in the box, he comes in his sort of purple velvety sort of lounge smoking jacket, as they would have called it. Not allowed to call it that now. But obviously, I always wanted to have, so I put the travelling coat on and the backpack, walking stick. He doesn't come with Sting, which is, I think, is a bit annoying because he did take Sting with him because obviously he had it in Rivendell to give to, and you don't see it on his belt like that when he goes. But I wanted to have Sting on him, so obviously luckily I've got the Martin Freeman Bilbo, who came with Sting, and I've got him sitting on a bench smoking some old Toby with Gandalf. So he doesn't need, he didn't really need Sting. So I thought, well, I'm putting it on.
It looks really good. I really
on
like
this one. Yeah, it's a fantastic figure, and it's really good because I put some pictures up on the thread on Collector Freaks, and I shot a little video, couple of little videos for the channel. So if you've not seen those, check them out on CW. Just a quick one, and there's quite loads of people said, oh, having seen the video and the pictures, they've gone ahead and bought it because they were sceptical. But when the people saw how good it was in hand, I think a lot of people went for it. So and this base here, it's okay. This is what you get if you buy direct from Asmus. It's like an Asmus online exclusive. It's better than the one they showed before, because before it was just like it was sculpted grass and it looked really, really crappy. But they've kind of replaced it with leaves now, so it does look
the leaves
better.
Look a lot better than the grass ever did.
Yeah, and I don't know why there's this weird like bare patch and then he's standing in it, but it's okay. It's okay. And it adds a little.
It was the weird little patch of brown they had that looked like a squashed squirrel or something that was on there before that I couldn't quite figure out what it was.
Yeah, so it's better and it adds a bit of height to him, and obviously, these stand really well on their own with their massive feet. And they don't come with he doesn't come with any sort of crotch grabber stand or anything. So
if there was ever a figure that they should have magnetised the feet, that was it.
Yeah, it does. To be honest, it doesn't need him. There's no articulation in the ankles, so as long as you just get those legs lined up, he's solid as a rock.
It's kind of like figures with the old solid sideshow boots that gave no movement whatsoever. Like they would stand up all day long.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm like two. They both came on the same day as well. It was like Christmas and birthday combined into one. It was such a good day getting those two.
I love days like that when everything turns up at once.
And because they're both bangers as well, both great figures. I was like, So, yeah. So anyway, you've got some even more exciting news, I believe.
I have. So today.
Oh no, hang on. There we go.
we are. Me and Pete are off to Celebration.
Woo!
So a couple of days ago, they announced the tickets were going to go on sale at some Pacific time, and I thought, well, that's fucking handy. It's not even the time in the country that's been hosted.
Yeah,
where the majority
we have
of
to
people
work
get
out
tickets.
what time it is here.
So I worked out it was going to be about 4 o'clock, and I thought, brilliant, 4 o'clock, while I'm at work, I'm going to fucking jump straight on there. And I completely forgot. It got to about 6 o'clock, and I was sitting there picking my ass, watching the telly.
And you went, oh shit.
No, Alid, friend of the show, messaged and said, have you and Pete got tickets? I was like, shit.
Oh no. I bet have some left, yeah.
Oh, I thought, fuck, are they sold out? So quickly jumped on, and then I was in a half an hour queue waiting. So I just slapped the phone on the side, and it came up saying all weekend tickets are sold out, like 4 days are sold out, the Jedi Master ones are sold out. I thought, oh fuck, hurry up. Got through, and definitely see you there, mate.
Yeah.
And yeah, managed to get 2 tickets for me and Pete. And but then it was funny because they were going £65 a ticket, and then you got plus VAT on that. And then they go, oh, do you want to spend 30 quid on a pin and a lanyard and this and this and this? I was like, no, you've just stung me for that. No, you don't have fucking anything else. That'll be it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this.
It's gonna be brilliant. So that's So that's going to be Saturday, the 8th of April next year. So if you're coming along, yeah, definitely give us a shout. We're definitely going to try and get everyone. We'll meet up when we get there. I'm going to talk to Zach about maybe getting like a T-shirt made up to go on TeePublic. So if you fancy picking one up, we can kind of have a OFAC themed T-shirts. But yeah, it should be really good. It'd be nice to obviously meet up with you, Ian. If we don't manage to do, we're hopefully going to do something this year anyway. But just to meet some of the guys, some of the listeners, some of the Patreons, it'd be
yeah. Because believe it or not, me and Pete have not actually met in person.
No, we haven't.
And how long have we known each other for now? It's
years.
A while. Yeah.
7-8 years probably, yeah.
I probably talk to this man every single day, and we still haven't actually managed to meet up, and we only live about an hour away from each other.
Yeah.
It isn't even like he's on the other side of the country.
That's the height of laziness, and we haven't even got lockdowns to blame now.
It is, yeah, exactly. It was like, okay, yeah, we'll get this sorted. So this is the perfect excuse. And it's only in the XL.
Yeah.
So dead easy to get to. And yeah, it's a really good venue. In fact, I was there last month for something for work.
Yeah.
And it's a piece of piss to get to.
That's cool.
Dead easy.
So yeah, definitely, if you fancy coming along, please join us. Yeah, it'd be brilliant to get a group together and be a great day.
Very, very much looking forward to that. The thing is, to me, it's kind of irrelevant what's on the day as well, because a few people are said to me, oh, what are you going to get on the day? Hang on a sec, my missus is knocking at my door.
Oh.
I don't know what she's pointing at. This is really interesting for the 14, 15 people that are watching. No, you can fuck off. Oh, there's a deer out the front and she wants to take a photo of it, but she's got to come out here and no, she can do it from the window. Because no, the world doesn't want to see 30 photos of a deer, thanks. So yeah, happy days.
Oh wow, deer.
We live right by the woods, so we constantly get deers and shit like that prancing around out the front. And so she's tapping on the door with the camera, oh, can I? No.
Can I come through?
Yeah, no, you can't. You can go away. So I'm proper looking forward to Celebration.
Yeah.
It's loving it. Because like I said, I don't even know what's on the day, but it's relevant to me because I don't.
Yeah, and obviously we'll be there, kind of representing the network and stuff. So we'll probably have a few jobs to do and stuff, just taking loads of pictures of all the figures and bits and pieces like that. But obviously, it doesn't mean we can't have some fun as well. So it's going to be really good.
Yeah. I can never tell the partner to fuck off unless you want to wake up with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I must say though, to stick up for her though, she has not said a word about me just abandoning her and going off to Celebration. She seems to be quite okay with that, which I was surprised about. I thought I was going to get
mine seems okay now, but I'm not sure that that's going to still be the case. We'll see. It'll come up
now because it's miles away. That's
exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, it's the day after my birthday. My birthday's on the 7th, so I was like, I'm going to be here on my birthday. We can do stuff on my birthday, but on the Saturday, I'm going to this. and it's work. It's work. It's not. I can't. I have no choice. It's not.
Yeah, exactly. It's
It's for the network.
Exactly. So I'm cock-oop about this. Like, I don't give a shit about. I said this and Christmas effectively are the two things that are high up there at the moment. So super excited. Yeah, because up until this point, I didn't even have a new this week. In fact, I did. I had a Boba Fett bobble, and that was about it. But yeah, it
is work. It is work.
Technically, it is work.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
I know we make this look easy and as though it isn't work, but it really is work. A lot of work goes into it. And we will. We are being sent by the network, so yeah, definitely. But yeah, cheers for sorting the tickets out, mate. That's cool. No. Like I said, I completely nearly forgot. Thank Alid. If it wasn't for Alid, we'd literally be online now, and someone
we'd be online now.
Are you going to Celebration?
And you're like,
shit.
Oh my god. End broadcast. I'll be back.
All you'd be hearing is this like random like clicking as I'm just going. No, Pete, figure shit, yeah. It's like mad trying to get us a ticket. As I've just scribbled all over the show sheet for comedic effect.
That's cool.
Very much looking forward to it.
Very good.
Yeah, so let's have a look at the shite that's come out. This
new this fortnight.
Look at that! Saturday sold out an hour ago.
Oh,
so we must have something else tickets. That's handy.
Excellent.
That is handy.
Yeah.
So, fucked up Iron Man. This is the Hot Toys Mysterio's Illusion Iron Man for £360 plus postage.
Ouch.
I like it. I think it looks really good.
Yep.
It's really well done, but I can't. That's so
no,
much money.
Exactly. It is really well done. The detail on it is fantastic with the skull in there and everything. But what are you going to do with it? And you can go with zombie stuff.
Shipping.
Yeah, I know, and it'll go well with Dead Strange, and if they do the zombie cap and stuff like that. But and I love that they've made that like armchair in the middle there. That's brilliant. That's so good.
I quite like that.
And the pictures are really well done on this one. But it's a bit of an anomaly, and it's a lot of money.
Yeah, 360 plus postage is just.
But great figure. If someone wanted to gift me one, then I wouldn't say no.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd never turn it down. But I just can't spend the money on it.
No, definitely not.
So this is intentionally made to look shitted up. This one wasn't so much. So one of these somehow, I think we know how, has made its way out into the wild, and it's been the first reviews have hit. 215 quid for the First Blood, Stallone Legacy Collection Rambo. Looking at now, I haven't seen this review, but apparently it was massively positive. I don't see
from
how
from the reviewer, not necessarily from the viewers.
I looking at it cannot see how. I don't think the scope looks very good. I don't think it sits on the neck very well. It's like the neck is wider than the face.
Yeah.
The jacket's a jacket. I don't think the jacket looks too bad. I don't think the clothing looks overly too bad, but the sculpt just doesn't look great. And I think a lot of that's to do with it's slightly undersized, and I don't think the paint is particularly great.
No.
And the thing is, I'm judging 215 quid is still. It's not as expensive as most things nowadays, but it's still quite quite a lot of money for what.
Yeah, and it's quite a bare bones. And the knife is horrible. And there's two big things about this really. There's a very simple figure, so you've got to get the head sculpt absolutely nailed. And I personally agree with a lot of people saying that they think that the 301 that's coming looks better.
Yeah.
Which
Ryan says
is
it looks
bad.
Like a third-party unlicensed figure.
Yeah. When you've got this coming from the actor himself, either he just doesn't give a shit that what's going out there, which I think is a real possibility, or he's got something really wrong with his eyesight, or he's seeing this idealized version of what he thought he looked like, you know, or whatever, something else is going on. And the knife, it's iconic, and it's I should have put a picture on here, but it's awful. It looks really, it probably is plastic, but it looks really plasticky. It's got far too much weathering on it, and it looks like a scaled up Necker or something like that, you know, compared to like the real one, and obviously the one that 3-0 have shown in their pictures. So that, to me, the two main things that you had to get perfect are pretty bad, to be honest. And a nice costume doesn't make up for those two, because it could just be anybody, you know. It's
that picture on the left, the head. Now, ignoring the fact it's miles too small.
Yeah.
Doesn't look that bad there. It looks okay. No. If you showed me that head on its own, I'd be like, yeah, okay. It doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
The one on the right looks nothing. It looks completely different. But then what makes it quite bad is when you look at the little framed artist picture.
Yeah.
And then you're suddenly reminded of what he does actually.
What he should look like, yeah. And that's not a good move on their part, is it?
Okay. Because it's one of those things that you kind of... If that was on your shelf, you'd know who it was meant to be. You'd know. Yeah. But it's only when you then put an actual proper picture or an artist's interpretation next to it that you go, oh, actually...
It doesn't look anything...
That's now making that look really bad. It's a lot.
Yeah, and they give you that, and they give you that little print there with the idea of doing that. Exactly, they don't give you the frame, but that's what it's intended for. And as you say, that just makes it look worse, because you're going, it looks like, it doesn't really look like him, does it?
And the thing is, I like the idea of that. I like the idea of having that next to him. I think it's a relatively good idea.
But again, you've got to nail that likeness. You know, people are saying, "Oh, well, I'll pick it up and I'll get a custom sculpt." But then you start the price starts going up and up and up and up. And
if you're going to do that, you might as well just go custom the entire way, or get.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get most of the bits. Pair of jeans, pair of boots. There's probably those jackets about if you find a Damn Toys Vietnam figure or something like that. It's a shame. And obviously, you know, we've got Cobra coming next, which might be more acceptable because he's got sunglasses, so it might look okay with the glasses on. And he also teased the Rocky 4 Rocky as well. It was only like a shot of like half the chest and one of the arms with the glove on. And that's I'd love to have that figure. But again, you know, I don't like this whole you've got to pay it all up front, and I don't like the business model as well as the product, to be honest.
I think Pete, I think if you paid up front, I'd be very pissed off. I'd be very pissed off. At least if you've only put a deposit down, you can go, whoa, hang on.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And it's almost like
if you
they
lose
knew.
the deposit,
Yeah, you've always got that option, haven't you, to just cash it in and go, just let it go. All right, 20 quid, 25 quid, that can go. If it's that bad that you don't even want to just pay it off and then sell it, which you could do with most figures, which is a sensible option. But with this, you'd be like, I don't know. So, it'd be interesting to see what the others come out. But I think it's disappointing. And again, I'm not sure if it's truly released because this has gone out to a reviewer. And I went on the website to find the price, and it still says like Q4 2022. So it might not actually be fully out in the wild yet. But I thought it was worth talking about because obviously this reviewer gave it a 10 out of 10, so it was a masterpiece. And I'm not quite sure that the rest of us are seeing the same thing that he saw.
It's really difficult because if you've got an absolute undying love for the character and you've got it in hand, you know, it could be a case of rose-tinted spectacles where you're kind of going, you know, I really wanted one for ages, I finally got one, and you're kind of forgiving all the.
Or you talk yourself into it being amazing.
Yeah, but I just, for me, I'm just like, I can't see that. I mean, one of the best reviews I've seen was probably made me decide to cancel my Asmus Ash was the Asmus Ash one that I can't remember the guy's name, but he was like, I'm never a fan of Asmus. I've not been a fan for Asmus in ages. They literally said, let us send you this for you to review. And he was like, he said to him, look, I'm not just going to give you a positive review. Like, I've not been a big fan of your stuff. And they said, no, we'll send it, see if we change your mind. And he just went to town on it. He absolutely just destroyed it.
That was not a good figure to send to someone to change their mind.
No. He was like, I'm going to be open-minded, and he literally opened it up, and bits were broken, bits were missing, the body was just all mangled, and he was like, all right, he said, it's like a £500 set someone sent me for free, that's fantastic. He said, but it's just not worth it. Like, don't spend your money on it.
Yeah, don't buy it, yeah.
But, yeah, this is just bad. It's not
Yeah, good. So let's hope for better. Let's hope that they take this constructive criticism and make changes to the upcoming figures. If
for me, the biggest thing is if they just enlarge that head.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
Fitted
it's
on
definitely
the neck, so it's not sitting on just half
small.
of it. It's almost like he's going.
Or he's like
really
badly dislocated his neck or something.
Yeah. This is Rambo right, if he was in Cliffhanger and fell off and broke his neck. It's just not great.
And obviously I don't know what the underlying body's like or anything, because there's no, obviously it's no exposed joints or anything on this figure, so it's probably a fairly generic, true type kind of thing. But whether that's a fixed neck or what, I don't know.
Yeah, no idea.
No
idea. So look, we've mullered that enough.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at some of the lovely stuff coming soon.
Coming soon.
Just like that. Right, so we have the Love and Thunder Thor. This will set you back $250 for the standard, or near enough $300 for the deluxe.
Yeah.
It's at October 2023 to March 2024. Do you know, this looks like a unlockable skin in a video game.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
that's probably
definitely
the best way I can do it. It's the Super Smash Brothers version of Thor.
Yeah,
I don't.
No,
it's just a bit gaudy for me.
Especially that helmet. That's really. I'm not.
It's like Thor lived on a council estate for his entire life and then came into a little bit of money.
He just went gold plated on everything, and
he's gone a bit gaudy. And I'm sick to tired of that fucking head sculpt.
I mean, how old is that? That's like the Age of Ultron sculpt. So it's got to be 6-7 years old now.
Yeah,
it's lazy.
It's
not good. It's not good. It's a brilliant Paul Walker head sculpt. Rest in peace.
It is.
But yeah, I can never get on with this sculpt. None of the Thors have been perfect, but I always preferred the Dark World one, although the teeth were a little bit dodgy. But yeah, I never. So it's a bit annoying they haven't done, because obviously they did a new sculpt for the Endgame one.
See, I think Endgame is my favourite Thor figure. The Fat Thor is my favourite.
Yeah.
And I quite like the short-haired one with the Infinity War.
Yeah,
was quite good.
Oh yeah, and the Gladiator one was good. Was fairly good, but none of them have been perfect. And this just seems lazy that they just pulled out the same head sculpt. So yeah, the deluxe version comes with the swap out arms, the helmet, and what's the the left hand picture showing us?
I think his chest armor changes out.
Oh.
So.
Oh yeah, because you've got gold
piece,
in the middle.
Changes.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I can tell you now that additional accessory is going to be his hammer.
Yeah.
He will end up at some point. He's going to be using both Stormbreaker and the hammer. So
I think it's fairly obvious.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan. Don't like it. Price is fairly ridiculous. I mean, more interesting is obviously what they're chatting on CW about, whether we'll get a Jane Foster Thor figure, because there seems to be some discussion about whether or not there's a licensing issue with. I know they've teased a Padme, didn't they, years ago, and that
always seems to be the reason that's touted to why we haven't had one.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be good if we do, but I'm just done with Marvel. Unless they do something massively earth-shattering to drag me back in, I'm just done with it.
No, it just looks. It's just like you look at it and go, it's nothing new, is it? It's nothing. There's no innovation there. It's just.
It when I first saw it, I thought it was one of those like artist interpretation ones. You know,
Yeah,
when they
almost
did the
is.
Batman
Yeah.
and that, where and to be fair, that's not Hot Toys' fault. That's the design.
Yep.
I just don't like it.
No,
But what
a lot of these.
what we do
Go on.
have that I do quite like is this next one, which is the Thunder Toys Norse mythology warrior, so the Valkyrie. It's funny because on the pictures it's just Valkyrie. Everywhere you go and have a look, it's that really long-winded.
Yeah,
Norse
I
mythology
wondered
warrior.
where the difference was, whether or not they'd taken Valkyrie off because somebody had called them out on
Said
it or not.
But this will only set you back 135 quid, and is out Q4 this year. So I think this looks really good.
Yeah,
The scope looks really good.
yeah. You got the hair to contend with, which obviously is very very similar to the Wonder Woman hair, which is a bit of a bastard to do anything with. Yeah, it does look good. Fairly bare bones, but then comes with what she needs to come with.
But then you've got the Thunder Toys Pegasus.
Yeah, which is brilliant.
Which is fantastic for 207 quid at Q4 2022. I think this is the only figure it's ever going to go with. Like unless someone's made a Hercules, I don't think.
No, I need to make. I love the 1980s Clash of the Titans movie, and obviously that Pegasus is in that. And years ago, I saw someone had done a brilliant kit bash of Perseus from that, played by Harry Hamlin, and I think I messaged him about it, and they went, "No, never for sale and stuff." But if I could, I'd be tempted to buy this if I could somehow put together Perseus from that film and have him on the back. But I don't think that's going to be possible. So
Fruited wings.
they are. They're real feathers. They are.
Yeah.
Plucked from the finest pigeons that China has to offer.
Yeah, you can't find a pigeon in China for love nor money now.
No.
Yeah, that'd be the next one, pigeon fuel.
I'd be interested in that. But they look real, but
Yeah.
what they're actually using, I don't know. But I like it. But as you say, what else could you could put it? You could, yeah. There's that Clash of the Titans figure from the more recent movie, wasn't there? But I don't think Pegasus was actually in it. But you could.
So yeah.
You could stick him on there, I suppose. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was that, and then we have the Hot Toys Book of Boba Fett for 235 plus postage at July to December 2023. As much as he did fuck all in the program, I really like this. Although I'm really disappointed you don't get a head sculpt.
It's weird because there's no deluxe version on this. It's just one release.
Because I know the other version, the Mando version on the throne comes with
does come with a head sculpt, yeah.
But that comes with the quite scarred up head sculpt. So
yes.
by the end of this,
he's fixed,
healed.
isn't he? Yeah. Yeah, it's odd. You'd have thought. I mean, obviously they've got another one at some point planned. It would have been nice to have a deluxe with the head sculpt, definitely. Yeah, I quite like it. I'm not. I've got my Empire Boba, and I'm not too bothered about having a representation of the older Boba Fett. But and there's been this is the third one now from the new. Got the bird shit one, the throne one, and then this one.
Yes. So this is the first one from Book of Boba Fett.
Correct. Yeah.
But it's the second. Sorry, first one Book of Boba Fett, but overall it's the third or fourth Boba Fett.
Might be the fourth because isn't there a repaint one, and then there's the throne one, and then there's this one. Is that right?
You got chipped up ship bag. You've got the Tusken Raider one. You've got then the repainted one. Then you've got the repainted on the throne.
Yeah.
So 4 or 5, and then this.
It's kind of reaching saturation point.
I prefer this with the joggers on
Yeah.
than
Than the
like
hammer
say,
pants.
The hammer pants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I much prefer this one.
Yeah.
I mean,
it looks okay.
The thing is, it's still. It's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be, but then it doesn't come with. And the
and the quarter scale one. Yeah.
So actually, there is. Yeah, there's a fair bit.
Yeah. It's...
Right, hang on, because I'm trying to do two things at once while I send someone a file. So yeah, but let's have a look at what's next, because I think we've murdered that one. So the Purge Trooper. Now I really, really like the Purge Trooper. So that will set you back 195 quid from Hong Kong out Q3 to Q4. That I like. I think it's a decent price. I really like the design. I never felt we really got a clear view of it.
No. So spoilers. If this is, I think it's episode 5 that we see these guys in Obi-Wan.
Oh no, you see them. You see them before 5. You see them
do you?
You see them in Rows of Troops. You see them. You see them quite a bit.
I just remember
them
obviously
that close.
Yeah, I just remember them from the scene where they're trying to shoot the door in. But yeah.
I like Troopers, and it's more of a reasonable price. So I'd definitely pick it up for that at least. I don't know what that little backpack is though. I don't know if that just looks weird.
It's like a car battery.
Just a car battery shoved on his back. Yeah.
I assume has it got a cable to the gun or anything, or not? I don't
think so.
No.
I think it's part of the actual like handguard. Yeah, I like it. And I would get it if I
think
made the money.
I think my main thing is I'm not, disappointed that we haven't. Obviously, this is the first figure to go from Hot Toys to pre-order from Obi-Wan. I can't wait to see the Obi-Wan figure and obviously Vader and stuff like that.
It's weird that this is the first thing we've gotten.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't... but then it's Hot Toys, and they have done that a few times before.
Yeah. And I don't know whether, Disney have this kind of... where they have a period where they, want to make sure that people have seen the last episode or stuff. Because obviously this isn't really that spoilerish, as you say, if they popped up earlier on anyway. But obviously the final episode, there's some big reveals and bits and pieces. And,
if I'm honest,
we're assuming... Yeah.
I was expecting a few different versions of Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Purely because he has 3 different looks really.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole series. So I was expecting at least one Obi-Wan to be announced by now.
Yeah, because Hasbro, the Black Series, they just announced the second version of Obi-Wan today. That's his second outfit. And then obviously there'll be the final outfit as well.
I probably, just to Lane's point, I'd probably just get one. I wouldn't get more than one. Just because it's different enough that it can stand out on its own.
And again, it's not pocket money these days, is it?
No,
they're 130
quid plus postage
quid.
as well.
Yeah.
So you're looking at probably 250 by the time you've actually done it. So yeah, but this next one I think is going to have a fair bit of discussion. So in Art Pennywise, they've announced it, £365 for Premium A, and B's 365 as well, I think, with the deluxe being 435 out Q2 2023.
So version A, go on. Yeah, I'll. So version A is the standard head sculpt with the fashion, the gelled hair, so the one in the middle there. Then you've got the kind of the devilish, the evil version on the right with the kind of floppy hair, or you've got a deluxe with both head sculpts. which on the surface doesn't seem too bad. It's about £70 extra to have the second head sculpt, which for a rooted hair sculpt is great. But like we were talking before we came on air, and obviously I've got the Hot Toys one, and it's a great figure. It wasn't weathered enough. I did the weathering, sorted it out. That's fine. This is obviously it is a step above, but I think not enough. I think the Joker, I think the value is probably there because it's kind of like the Dix. Was it 11? Is a fairly old, it's a 10-year-old figure now, so there was a lot of room for improvement there with the tailoring stuff. The Gandalf is clearly, a step up from what we've seen before. But I think with this one, I think the outfit, if you probably go in with a, look at it from really close up and look at the stitching and stuff. Clearly, it's exceptional work, and it's, but actually, to me, it doesn't look that much better than the Hot Toys. So I think you're then boiling it down to the head sculpts. Now, obviously, the neutral head sculpt is brilliant. I think some people were saying that they didn't like the size of the Hot Toys, but I can't remember if they said if it's too small or too big. This is obviously rooted hair, but with this one, clearly, to get that very distinctive shape and look of the hair, then that's probably been glued to the point where it almost feels solid anyway, so you're kind of losing a bit there. Obviously the hair on the other one is loose and is going to be more of the effect, but the great thing that obviously Hot Toys did with theirs was to give you the sewer base, so you had two head sculpts but you only had the one body, because like you were saying, Ian, that I think they came under quite a lot of fire from people saying that they didn't want to pay out for two Jokers, the whole body, the outfit and everything. They wanted the two heads with the rooted hair, and that's the only way you could get it. But obviously that drives the price up quite a bit, when, as you say, you could just take the jacket off and have the two different looks for the Joker. And obviously with this guy, you're swapping the head and the hands. You don't get the two bodies, so unless you're going to buy the two separate ones, and you're looking at over £700 then to have two. What do you do with the second sculpt? Because I say Hot Toys had the sewer base where you could put it in there and it looked like he was, looking out the sewer with his hand. So that was really good. So it kind of, the second head sculpt I don't think is that great on the Hot Toys one, but at least you had something to do with the head sculpts. This one, I think most people are going to want to go with the classic look.
Yeah.
They've got purrs, which is a brilliant idea, especially for the evil one, because his eyes do look in completely opposite directions and stuff.
The purrs is a fantastic idea. If any figure ever screamed out for purrs,
yeah. And I don't know why Hot Toys didn't
interested to
do
know
it.
how they do that with the rooted hair.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Or whether or not actually the hair just covers a hole in the back of the head.
Yeah.
That you put something into moving.
Because I don't know because Gandalf must have purrs as well, mustn't he? And the Jokers, I suppose. So
we're just assuming that it's going to be separate eyes.
Well, I call it purrs. It's SIRS now. It's a separate eye rolling system. They're not attached to each other. They're separate. No. So I like it. I'm a big fan of it and this Pennywise and stuff. And I absolutely love my Hot Toys one. I like the display stand here with the dancing clown thing, and that's going to be made of wood apparently, and removable eyes, so you can have no eyes at all. I don't know. Yeah, and I love that picture on the left there where he's sitting and he's looking like over his shoulder. That looks like a real person. That looks like a movie still. So it probably is, because they did that with Gandalf. But it does look sensational. But is it worth twice what the Hot Toys one is? And that is, you're only getting one head as well. You've got to choose. So obviously, cause I think you could probably get the Hot Toys for around 200 now. And obviously you're looking at, what was it, 460 something for the two. It's a bit like Asmus did with Smeagol and Gollum. Like, do you really want to? Or, you know, I went with Smeagol, so I had to kind of make the choice. So I think here, very much, you're going to be looking at making the choice between one head sculpt or the other, because I think unless you're somebody that's going to swap it out every couple of weeks, I don't know what you do with a second head sculpt. As you say, if they're giving you a little bust or something, would have been.
Yeah, I think if any figure ever screamed out for a bust, it's this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could just have the rough, couldn't it? Just have like.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be that bigger bust. It could just literally be a bit of shoulders with the ruff.
Yeah.
I think for me, like I'm not I like the films. I'm not a big Pennywise fan. If I was going to pick one up, it would probably be the Hot Toys, just because I can't see spending this amount of money on it. And the thing is, when you look at some of the other releases, and they've got little tiny bullets, and they've got this other weird kind of false ingenuity that you think, that's really like pushing the envelope. This doesn't have anything like this. It is literally like, this is probably, let's say, probably their most basic figure, although it's not. There's still quite a lot going on that they've shown so far. It just doesn't. No. For me, this. Do you remember when we used to have those arguments about? Well, not arguments. Those discussions about when Hot Toys would come up with a version of a figure that someone else has done. Yeah. Or they would redo a figure that they'd had out years ago, and it was very much, this is Bank Robber Joker all over again. So, is it that much of an improvement over what's already established? I don't think it is.
It's not. You've already got one. And it's come way too soon. I mean, the Hot Toys one, I only got that at the beginning of the year, so it's not like, you know, we've been screaming out for a decent replacement. I think it is good, but I couldn't say, you know, hand on heart that it's worth. I think it's worth the money. You get some other bits and pieces we haven't seen yet. You get tickets, performance tickets. You get the residence photo map. And interesting, I just saw here. Look, we haven't seen it yet, but in the deluxe edition it says individual head sculpt display box. So it looks like there might be something to display the second head sculpt with. So that's you know, at least they'd thought of that. What that'll be, I don't know, but we'll see the full details. I couldn't find like the card, you know, where they have all the things listed and all the bits. So whether there's one of those available now, but yeah, it's
yeah. So look, while we're on very expensive figures, we got the Damn Toys Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield. Both 250 quid out Q4 2022. I think these look fantastic. I like the remake games. I've not played 2, but I played 3. They are expensive though, 250. But they come with quite a lot of gear.
Do come with a lot.
The stuff's normally pretty. I like the keys you get. That's a nice little touch.
It's also iconic, like those.
2,
I mean, I played the original ones. I've not played the remakes, but you know, all the weapons you get, and you get the little boxes with the bullets, and it's also iconic from the game, and the little bottles and all that stuff. It's all really, if you've played the games, it's all really kind of nostalgic stuff. So it doesn't come with a typewriter ribbon. Would be really good.
That would be good.
That would be good.
Or just a little typewriter itself.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think these look great.
I mean,
like I said, I haven't
Claire
played
comes
the
with
remakes.
No, she's got 5 guns with boxes of bullets and 2 knives, and both got the RPG. I mean, it comes packed with stuff, definitely, and they do look really good.
Again, they've done those weird Harley Quinn knees, which
No, not a problem for Leon. We can't
Leon,
see what his knees are doing, but they're a little bit odd, and again, you know, jointed elbows. So I imagine people will be doing body swaps on this, but then you're adding another 60 quid to the
I don't
price.
think the arms look that bad. They're probably the best jointed female arms I've seen in a while.
Yeah, they look okay.
It's those fucking knees are terrible.
Yeah, the knees are horrible.
Just like skin folds.
Yeah, they do. They're nasty, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like extreme weight loss. They're just
they're really bad.
No, thank you.
No.
This next one though, I could get behind. XO6 Voyager 7 of 9.
Oh, skin flap knees.
£200, including postage. Buy it from XO6. This is at Q4 this year. I quite like this. The only thing I'm not a big fan of is the hair.
Yeah,
The colour. I mean, it needs painting.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with these pictures, and I don't know, because all the ones we'd seen before, especially when they had them at that event, they look much better. It looks very plastic and shiny and a bit cheap, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think it'll be better than that when it like in hand, but I don't think they've done themselves any favours with those pictures.
No, the hair's really, like I said, really plastic, and the colour's really weird.
Yeah.
No one's hair is that colour.
And even that pose with the gun looks really kind of doll-like, doesn't it? It looks really awkward and like it's not. Doesn't. Yeah. I think it'd be a really good figure, but these pictures are a bit weird.
In fact, the more I look at the head sculpt, the more I don't like it.
No.
Like, it looks a bit kind of like a Team America puppet.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's a very pronounced jaw, and she doesn't have a very pronounced jaw.
No. No.
I'm trying to think. Oh, fuck. Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you know the guy? Fuck. He's in that really weird Twin Peaks. The Twin Peaks actor. The bloke.
Oh, what, the main one? Carl McLachlan?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what the scout reminds me of.
Yeah, it does a bit.
Because of that chin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping it comes out better than that, because up till now I've been on board with it. Really good.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, a lot of people have said that, you know, everything else is fantastic. The tailoring, the accessories, and everything's bang on. But the head sculpts have not been great. You know, the ones they've released so far, some have been really good. The data was good. Yeah. I think Picard was okay, but there's room for it. There's a new sculpt coming for Picard, but you know, we're getting a heck of a lot of Star Trek figures that we probably never thought we'd see. So and at really good prices. And this is 200, but it's because she's got this bespoke like metal armature body that they had to outsource and stuff like that. So I think for the price and the fact that you order this now and you'll have it in 4 months, you know, it's really good. And I'm still holding out for the motion picture figures that I think I'm going to pull the trigger on.
It's the sculpts, I think, are not doing too well.
No.
So let's have a look at what Present Toys are offering. So the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, or as they call them, the West Cowboy, the Gunning Killer, and the Robber. They're all about 125, apart from the Cowboy, which is 140, and they're all out Q1 to Q2 2023. If I had the money, I would pre-order all three of these now.
Yeah, I think they're brilliant. I think Present Toys, they're kind of, I think for the third parties, you've got So-So Toys kind of at the top, and Present Toys, I think they're proving themselves. Like that indie release was really good for the money. I think they're coming on strong. Last show we looked at the Snake Toys Clint Eastwood figure, and I was kind of looking at the two. This one's a little bit cheaper, so I pre-ordered this one because I've seen enough of Present Toys to know that their quality is good, you know, for the price. Whereas Snake Toys, I never heard of them. That one came with those with the non-wrist jointed arms, but
the single piece forearms.
But you don't really need it with this because I was thinking, but because even he's got the sleeves up, he's got these like leather sort of gauntlet wrap things. So, and this one comes with 2 revolvers, and that one was only 1. So I went with this one. Unlike yourself, I'm just sticking with this guy because I've always wanted a decent cowboy in my collection, and this is if you're going to go with one cowboy, this is the one. I like the film, and don't get me wrong, but there's not enough that interests me about their outfits to kind of. Yeah. But the set would be brilliant, and for just over 400 quid, you got a really good set there.
Yeah, you're getting 3 decent figures.
Yeah, definitely. So they're looking forward to that. Actually, that should be really cool.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
You got a lot of different display options as well with the poncho. I quite like the one on the left where it's sort of over one shoulder.
Yeah. You see, I like the one on the left, but the look I go for is always the one on the right.
Yeah.
The full on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, and you get two head sculpts, one without the hat and with the hat on here. That's why he's more expensive, I suppose. You get the extra head sculpt. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So he's two, you just get the one. But yeah, you get a hatted one and a non-hatted. So yeah.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we've also got the Mars Toys, the Barboss. This is a single and a double pack. The double is just another suit that's not checkered, so nothing.
I think it's
too
striped,
fancy.
pinstripes, yeah.
Yeah, you're not missing out on much. 109 quid for the single and 150 for the double pack, out Q4 this year. I don't mind this, if I'm honest. I don't think the sculpt's terrible. I don't think anything about it is particularly that bad. It's 109 quid for the single.
Yeah, the only thing I don't get is who would buy the double pack?
Yeah.
For the sake of just the suit being different, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's for 109 quid. Yeah, it's bang on, and just choose which one you like best and go with that one. You get quite a few accessories and stuff. It's pretty good. But and we don't know much about this company yet. They're doing the Riddler as well, aren't they? Because we had him a couple of shows ago.
They did the knockoff Joker, the Nicholson one.
Did they? Okay.
That's Mars Toys, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, because it's Mars Toys X 6 feet lane. That's why I was looking at the 6 feet lane. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's a bit both. It doesn't, it doesn't offend
me. No, it's fine.
It's not. Yeah, there's nothing here that I go, oh, that's fucking awful. Like, I think the head sculpt's about 90% there, but you're paying 109 quid.
Yeah, exactly. You got to weigh up what you
give it a pass for that.
If you want to do the Batman display, have him in the background, and it works really well. Obviously, you've got the Hot Toys Batman in art. I've teased some Bruce Wayne suit pictures and stuff. We don't know yet if they're going to do Batman as well. We assume they probably will, possibly a 2-pack. But
yeah, it would be weird just to do Bruce and not do Batman.
Yeah.
It would be weird.
I think the problem they're going to have is that I don't think the prices they'll be charging, because a lot of people did Bruce Wayne's for all the different versions, because you got a head sculpt with like the DX12 and stuff, and you could pick up a generic body and a nice suit for like 50 quid. In art is going to be a lot of money, and if they do it as a double pack, only as a double pack, and people are going to feel like they're getting mugged off because they've got to buy. If they want the Batman, they've got to pay and have the Bruce Wayne as well. But if they do Bruce Wayne on his own, will they actually sell that many? If he's 300 and something quid, so it's a difficult one.
I reckon they're going to be fairly sensible about it. It will be a Batman with 2 head sculpts, one Batman, one Bruce Wayne. I think that's the only really sensible way you can do it. So while we're on the Batman train, we got Good Toy Studio with the Puzzleist for 120 and the Madman for 120, both at Q4 2022.
Watch this. This makes me laugh.
Nice bit of Photoshop there.
Yeah, it's funny. It looks alright, to be honest.
It looks like a really basic head sculpt. On the Riddler.
Yeah.
But for 120 quid, I can't really slag it off too much. It looks okay. No. It's sitting there in the background.
And again, we don't know too much about this company. They gave us that horrible Thor in the jacket and stuff that we looked at last week.
I mean, when you look at the chain around his neck, it looks like that is going to break. That looks like that doesn't even look like metal. That looks like that looks like plastic. Yeah. So I don't, but again, 109 quid. I don't think. Sorry, and 120.
And it's a bit big. It looks like he could almost slip that over his head.
It's doing nothing. Like he can just
just needs to be a little bit tighter on the neck. Especially him. He's got a even thinner head. But no, it looks like really
cheap
like plastic.
A recast of a custom one I've seen.
It's
that looks really badly painted.
Yeah.
I like the way with that one though. You get sculpted forearms.
Yep.
And the hands have got a bit.
Yeah,
more
that does look
detail to them.
look cool. Yeah.
But you can tell it's the same body, same figure. They've just swapped a few bits out and photoshopped the rest. Yeah.
It's funny.
And then the
Makes me
Riddler, who's asking you to come soon, which is
Yeah, that disturbed me. When I saw that.
yeah, it's the most awkward erection I've ever had. So this is the Sensation Toys. They teased the Jim Carrey Riddler reissue, or even an update.
Yeah.
We don't know. Now
Yeah.
years back, before they announced any Batman Forever and Batman this, that, the other figures, Sensation came out with the Riddler and Two-Face, and they were both really good figures.
They were
quite sought after. They started off really cheap.
Yeah, and then they got stupid,
really
didn't they?
Expensive, yeah. So if it's a straight out reissue, it probably won't have aged that well. If they update it, it could potentially be quite.
But it's smart because they're obviously the Hot Toys Batman and Robin will be out fairly soon. They're coming up for their release slots, and
I reckon we will see a few more versions of the Riddler.
It's a no-brainer to do this and the Two-Face, put them back out there again.
Yeah.
Because people want them. They're iconic. They're iconic. The film's not the best, but they're iconic villains, the two of them, and they're played by great actors. They're really. I think they're really good interpretations of the characters. Film's not so great, and Batman's not so good, but so I think people will want to have them with their Batman and Robin if you're getting 100%. Them. So.
Yep. And then So Toys have jumped back in with the Saviour. So this is Watchman's Ozymandias.
Ozymandias, yeah.
130 quid at Q4 2022. Again, So Toys, just fantastic work. It looks really good.
Definitely.
If you said to me this was a Hot Toys, I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, they're brilliant.
They are
doing really well. And people were saying that obviously, it'd be good if they go, like how deep they go into this line, because obviously Hot Toys did a few figures way back, didn't they? They did the Comedian and the Silk Spectre, which they're probably not a good buy now, because I know that the Comedian, the rubber had that kind of
oily abs, weren't it?
Yeah, the oily abs and stuff. So and they probably cost a lot of money, but if they but we had a Rorschach. Who was it? So Toys did the Rorschach.
Yes, so they've done Rorschach. They've done the Comedian as well.
Oh, they have. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
so
they've done a few.
So it'd be good if they can kind of complete the main lineup. Would be really good, and at that price,
you can't whack it. You cannot whack it.
No, and it looks really good, and I assume that's two head sculpts as well by the looks of it, because the hair's different. So.
Yeah.
Again, for that money,
Yeah, because I'm not
really
seeing
good.
It, because it's. I think it's the same sculpt. They just put something on it. But because you can tell that piece that comes down the front's a separate piece.
Yeah.
I doubt they do it so that pulls off. But
I think we're getting what we used to get from Hot Toys back in the day: two head sculpts, and they're not doing it now, but. So Toys coming to the rescue. Yeah,
exactly.
I think the proper one's always going to be Dr. Manhattan, isn't he, with his massive blue schlong.
Mate, wait until you see Hero-gasm on the boys. You'll know what the mighty schlong is then.
Oh my god,
it's fantastic. But yeah, I think this is great. 130 quid. There's not really much to say other than it's they're doing the Lord's work. It's fantastic.
They are. Keep it going.
So Iconic. When you talk about Iconic, again, great company. Iconic Studios previewed 2 Elvis figures. More info coming, and the pre-order up on the 4th of July.
It's on Monday.
Yeah, Monday. So you've got the old burger eating Elvis and the young in a jailhouse Elvis. I think these are a great idea, and it would be nice if the Jailhouse Rock Elvis was one of these black and white figures. I think that could look really good.
Yeah.
But I think it's a smart move. Two Elvises, they will look completely different.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
not like you're getting two slightly different versions. You're getting two very different versions.
Yeah, because you've probably got the best part of 20 years in between the two versions, so the sculpt should be very different. Yeah, and I think it's great, and we'll obviously we're good mates with Andy from Iconic, and I've already kind of teed him up for the next show. So obviously he couldn't really come on today because he can't reveal any more than you can see here until they go on sale on Monday. But obviously the next show he can come and wax lyrical about these boys and tell us all about them.
Once these are shown, I'm going to send them over to my uncle because he loves Elvis.
Oh,
he loves him so much. That's what he named his son. So I've got a cousin called Elvis.
There you go. He's going to want to order one of these then.
Yeah, but so these are fantastic. I think I think these are going to be brilliant. I'm really looking forward to my Patrick Bateman.
Yeah. Again, these probably aren't. I probably wouldn't buy either of these figures, but I'm very excited to see like what the sculpts look like and what they come with and everything. Yeah.
I think musicians are becoming more and more popular as figures.
Yeah.
Not something I would have in my collection is a musician. Not the way they're going to prison at this rate of knots. Like you'd have to, it's ridiculous. So you run that risk. Not with Elvis. He's dead. He couldn't have touched anyone. But these are great.
But I think Elvis is a great one because there's a whole extra market there. People that don't collect figures, but if you can somehow like get the exposure of these to those like Elvis fan groups and stuff, they're going to love to have a 6-scale representation of their hero. So I think if they can market it well and get it out beyond like the immediate 1/6.
It does make you wonder because you saw adverts for the Lennon back when shitbags were putting it out.
Yeah,
and a lot of the comments in a lot of the John Lennon groups like, how much for a doll? And because
they're not used to it. Yeah, they're not used to that. But then, it's all relative, I suppose, because they'd spend hundreds of pounds on a vinyl or something like a rare.
Then again, when they put the Chaplin one up, and you saw that in some people posted a few links to Chaplin groups and stuff, and they seem to lap it up. So I think it really depends on the group.
Does the white one come with a toilet to sit? I doubt it, but I imagine that you can definitely get a 1/6 scale toilet and a burger. So I think that'd be disrespectful to have that in a licensed figure where they've actually been talking to like Elvis's estate. But I'm sure that the stuff's out there to to create your own little diorama.
I'm guessing if they asked for a toilet for him to shit his pants and die on, the answer's probably
they'd
just
go.
going to be.
How about no?
yeah, it'd be like, sorry, deal's off.
Yeah, 100%. But no, thank you. So yeah, it'd be interesting to get Andy on because I always like getting Andy on. That's always a great one because it's really nice.
We just talk for hours.
Yeah, it's really nice just to be able to talk to someone who's in the business who can go, actually, this is because of this, and this isn't maybe what you think. It's because of this. So yeah, it's good. So that's everything that is coming up that's been flogged to death in the last 2 weeks. So everyone's behaved themselves. There's no shenanigans. Everyone's been quite nice people. So let's go straight into
Custom Corner.
Boom. So Pete, let's talk about this red devilly thing that you've I'm in love with. It looks fantastic.
It's corny.
I really like it. You've done a really good job.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was a real kind of learning process because I it's quite like because you've inspired me a bit because you've been painting your Warhammer stuff, the orcs and everything, and I was just like, it'd be cool to paint that, and like they're really small, really intricate, but I suppose in some ways you can kind of it's easier because you don't have to be quite so exact with your paint and everything. But so the reason why I've got it is my boys got into Bolt Action, which is one of the tabletop games. He's not playing it yet, but he wants to get into like the modelling and the painting and stuff like that because one of his friends does it, and we're going to look to like he's going to start playing it as well. So there's that kind of like obviously that added value. So we went to there's a place called Wayland Games near us, which is basically
I know them. I order from them.
Do you really? Oh, online, yeah. We went there. We went there.
Because they are so much cheaper.
Yeah.
Like with my orcs, you get this thing called a combat patrol, which is 500 points in a box. To get it from Games Workshop, it's like 80-90 quid. To get it from Wayland Games, it's like 60 quid plus like 5 as postage. So
it's about
really good.
About 20 minutes down the road from me.
Yeah.
Really so it's like you go in there and there's a big like shop area, and then they've got loads of gaming tables. And they're all free, and they've got boxes of all the scenery and stuff, and you can just get out what you want and everything. So I was like, I'd like to paint something because he's got all the we've got him in the paints and everything, and I thought he's going to sit there. I want to sit and paint with him. And I'm proper old school like Dungeons and Dragons because I'm 47. So when I was at school, I dabbled a little bit in Dungeons and Dragons. I think Warhammer was about because I used to remember seeing it in. I think that was like 83, someone said.
Yeah, it was probably called Rogue Trader then.
Right. Or like Space Marines, things like that. Yeah, so...
and you had Space Hulk and stuff like that.
That's it, yeah. But for me, it was D&D, like the original thing. And I used to buy White Dwarf and things like that. And I don't know what it was, whether it was one of the manuals or monster manuals or something. I just remember the Beholder, like on the front cover. And it's a really iconic. It's kind of one of those monsters where I've never seen it in anything else. It's very much D&D.
Yeah.
So I went into some figures, and I was looking at them. They're all boxes of figures, 30, 40 quid. I was like, I don't really want that. Have they not just got like what I remember, like the single? I mean, they were all metal back then, but just like
the packs.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, hang on a minute, and like write down. I had to get down on my knees to look at them. Proper old school. They call them these. I'm gonna have to read it. They call them. Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. They're basically like old school, so they had like 2 packs with like elven archers and things like that, and they had the Beholder, and I was like, oh, that is what I'm going to pay. So he was like £8, and so that's been my little project for the last week, just painting really him up, and I've really enjoyed it. I've done all the eyes, like my boy said, because I was telling him what it was, and obviously like the big eye projects like a cone of anti-magic, and then all the other eyes have different powers. And it does come with some swap out ones with effects on, but they look a bit crap, to be honest. But so like one eye might be ice, one's fire and stuff. So he said, could you do all the eyes different colours for like the different powers and stuff? So I've done that. So they're all like slightly different colours and everything. It's just really good fun. So I've ordered another little. Like you just said that maybe like we could print some, because I think a lot of the ones you buy online, people are just printing them. But I bought like a little knight to paint as well. But yeah, it's great fun. And he's been building some of his tanks and doing some painting and everything. So
because if you're not interested in playing it and you just want to paint stuff, you might be worth looking at little dioramas you could do. Mm-hmm. Because I know some people who buy 40k models and they don't actually play the game. They buy them to paint them. They make little dioramas and stuff, like little one shots.
That'd be cool.
That could be really cool.
Yeah, no, I don't have any intention to play. So he might get into playing the bolt action. I might get involved with that to help him out and everything. But no, it's just purely just for fun, really. And I just always, I don't know whether it was this picture I got in my head, but to me, I always was going to do him bright red. I think like the back of the packet, he's like a really boring sort of browny colour, and I thought, he's got to be red, this fucker. But it's interesting. So I tried some different like techniques with washes and bits and pieces. Although I found, and I don't know whether you probably know this or it doesn't affect you because you just use paint, but I was using a black fine liner to just do like the pupils on the eyes and stuff. If you hit that with any kind of gloss or matte, it goes everywhere. It
Yeah.
doesn't like paint will dry and you can put the seal over it. This just goes everywhere.
It takes ages to dry because
Yeah.
I know some people, because I've got a set of the real fine line pens,
Yes.
and they're actual. They're not. I know it sounds stupid, but they're actual ink.
Yeah.
They're because they're a different type of, because they use them for calligraphy and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's what these are. Yeah.
Yeah, so you get like a 0.1 and stuff.
Yeah.
And people
Yeah.
would do the blacks of eyes with them, but you have
Yeah.
to then leave it like a couple of days.
Yeah, and I
so
didn't.
I just
and I,
ended up
yeah.
resorting, going back to getting like little army painter brushes with nibs on like that.
Yeah.
Tiny to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
So that's the only problem I had. So I'd like hit a couple of those eyes with gloss, and they just went boom, like that, just went black. So I had to repaint them and everything. But yeah, it's been it was. I enjoyed it.
looks really good.
Yeah,
Really like
yeah, I'm
it.
quite impressed with it. I was quite impressed with the my efforts on it. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's so different painting a miniature than it is a 6-scale head.
yeah,
Like because I cut my teeth on Warhammer stuff when I was younger and loved painting it, and then when I went into this hobby, I started to painters always followed me round. Like I was a painter and decorator, and then, so I can't seem to get away from paint. But
yeah.
miniatures, I loved painting those. It was so relaxing, and they're so different. And now the models you get now, like I used to just make things up and paint it in one bit. Now the models are so intricate, got so many bits of detail. I'm got stuff part built around me all the time. Where I painted
because all the figures come with like all the bolt action. They come with all separate arms and heads, and you mix and match and stuff. So it's
you're magnetising stuff, and there's all that kind of side to it that you can do.
Yeah.
And painting it, like I said, is completely different. Because you're looking at the size of a head. 6 scale is about the same size so 6 scale Obi-Wan orc knob, and that orc knob is bigger than a normal knob as well, so you're looking at roughly that. To most people looks intricate enough that you try and paint an eye on that, and you're like, no, I do. It's a completely different method, because you're having to edge highlight and things like that, which you don't do on something as big, because it has that detail built in. It's a completely different way of painting. I find it so much more difficult. And where I'm very much used to just painting a head, and I stick with that head and I do it to completion, then I move on to the next. With miniatures, you have to go into batch painting, and I struggle with that. Because I can't sit there and do 20 different pairs of trousers, then 20 different bits of skin, and then I sit there and I do the model and then move on. So I find it so fucking difficult, mate, painting miniatures as opposed to 6-scale heads. 6-scale heads I can batch paint, not a problem. Just can't do it with miniatures. It's really weird. I get too involved in it.
And I find obviously that because you were working in as much smaller, you got to be more precise with, because if you slip with your brush or something, then you got to wait for that. If you can't wipe it off, you got to wait for that to dry before you can go over it again.
So Games Workshop, Citadel have started to do these contrast paints, and I've used a few of them. I don't find them that I can't get my head around them, and I can't get them to do what they're meant to do. The idea of them is that you put an even coat of it on, and it builds up. It's halfway between a wash and a normal paint, so it fills in the gaps and makes those look darker. So then you can then go in and dry brush and do whatever. I can't get my head around it, because I'm very much base coat, wash, dry brushing, pick bits out, that. So I've kind of stuck with that, but they've just announced a whole new range of them. So they might be worth looking into for your boys, just because you can speed paint stuff a bit quicker. With them. They're meant to be pretty.
Yeah, because these are just basic, like a £2 pack of acrylics. Nothing special.
Honestly, when people ask me what I used to paint, I literally list out about 5 different types, and I'm like, and I've got craft paints. Like I've literally got packs of paint that cost me like a £5 for 30 colours.
Exactly. You
use what works. To be fair. You don't need to spend a fortune.
No, I think we went and bought a gunmetal because it's just easier like because he's doing a lot of guns and stuff like that. But most of the time, you can just use the stock stuff.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, with guns, base coat everything, and with his tank stuff, just base coat everything black, and then dry brush the silver over the top.
Yeah,
works really well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. So anyway, you painted a head.
I did paint a head. I bought some files, and I cannot remember who did the files. I got them off CG Trader for Obi-Wan. Now they come like this with a 6 scale with a neck. I wanted to put it on my Obi-Wan, my sideshow Obi, so I just cut the neck off.
Yeah.
These sculpts are really good. I need to go back and revisit the beard and the hair on this one, just because I'm not happy with the colour. But the problem is, as I keep going over it, it gets more solid.
The thing is, the one here with just the head looks really good, but when I saw the one you had on the body, it looked a bit too ginger. Yeah.
Yeah. 100. It's exactly the same head.
That's funny.
I don't know what happened because it goes on the body and suddenly he's like bright red hair.
Yeah.
Here it's brown and it's exactly the same head.
It's really odd.
Because I start off, because I'm painting a new one, because I've got one here. So it starts off stupidly ginger like that, right? And then I put some I put some brown washes and stuff like that on, and away it goes, and it ends up like that other one. For some reason, it just looks so fucking ginger.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it?
And I don't really understand why, but I need to. I fucked about.
Yeah.
There we go. But yeah, I need to revisit the beard on that one because it does look very, very ginger. And then I've got a couple of ashes that I printed that someone sent me that I'm going to be doing. But yeah, I really, after the last episode of Obi-Wan, I really wanted an actual.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. The sculpt's great, and I'll be doing exactly the same as you, putting it on the Mythos figure, I think.
Yeah, all you got to do is chop the neck off.
Yeah.
And whack it on because it does. It's such a weird because it's behind me. It's such a weird fucking thing. Because even this is the sculpture, right? And I've not done anything to it, right? And it looks ginger as fuck. Even there. But I'm looking at it now, and it doesn't look like that. It's brown. It doesn't. The only thing is, if you are going to put it on, put a slice down the back of the neck because the neck's
it's too thick, is it?
Yeah, but generally.
Well, the problem with it is the neck's too thick for the head it came with, because that sits too high on it anyway. So
everything I put on that is stupidly thick.
Yeah.
But yeah, for some reason that just looks ginger. And it shouldn't.
What's this body? What's this headless body you got down here on the left?
So that was a Mando thing I was working on.
Okay.
And I put an old Luke belt on it that I then needed back. So
right.
So I took it back off and put it on. Luke up there. She's going to have that on once I paint it, because.
What's that one there? What's that?
That's a
sculpt?
recast of
Hot
the
Toys.
Windswept.
Yeah.
Hot Toys Windswept
Yeah.
one. Without paint on it, I think it looks like Mark Hamill. As soon as you put paint on it, it disappears. And then, because I with that one I repainted, I was like, I need a different one. So,
yeah. And you need a head for Aragorn as well down there.
I've got it. It's on the side ready
to be repainted. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got so much. Honestly, all of that is my pile of shame, which I need to work through. Paint. I've got Roger Rabbit bullets. I've got pines down there. So I've got so much Batman heads and shit like that. So yeah, fun and games, mate. Fun and games. So we're talking about fun and games. That's the shit we've been working on.
Yeah.
TV and film. I think it's fairly obvious what we've been watching.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to start with, Pete?
Obi-Wan, I think. Obi-Wan. Do you want to put a spoiler banner on?
I think people have had enough time.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. If you're a true fan, you've seen it, but it's been out a couple of weeks, hasn't it? The last episode, so
yeah, it's been a whole week now. So
what did you think?
Loved it. I
Yeah, me
really
too.
did, and I think a lot of the questions I had at the beginning about Reaver knowing he's Anakin and stuff like it was all answered.
Yeah.
It was all answered, and I don't have a problem with it. I honestly, I thought it was all good.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I think the more interaction they keep having with Luke and Leia puts more questions into, well, how come they don't mention that they've...
Yeah.
So I think they need to stop that now. And
Well,
not
the reason is
revisit
because
Luke and Leia.
for Luke is because Obi-Wan ages horribly in the next 10 years.
Yeah, Tatooine fucks everyone up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But no, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Like the lightsaber battle with Vader was fantastic. You know, him basically fucking Vader up big time, and he stops. I mean, you know, logic says he should have killed him, but obviously we know that he didn't, and why he couldn't, and stuff like that. But he mashed him up bad, and it was really cool to see. Like very much the sort of stuff you've been doing with the split helmet and having the voice, like the Anakin's voice, and then cutting in and out with the.
So what I really like about that is obviously it's Filoni, and he did Clone Wars and Rebels and all of that.
Yeah.
And all they've done is taken what they've already done in those programs and put it into live action.
Okay.
Because when Ahsoka is facing Vader and she realizes it's Anakin, she realizes because she cuts a big chunk out of his mask, and then you hear Anakin's voice and Vader. So it's exactly the same. It's just on the other side.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I loved it.
Absolutely fantastic.
And that's just why I'm so excited to see the Obi-Wan and the Vader figures from Hot Toys, because they've got to be coming. They've got to give you a swap out sculpt or something with Vader to have like.
With Vader, it's because Prodigy Customs have already done a replacement chest box and the head sculpt that you can buy from them. It looks really good. So all Hot Toys have to do is they could easily give you like a deluxe Vader where he's a standard normal Vader, and then you get a swap out chest piece and the swap out helmet, because actually the rest of him doesn't get that fucked up. I think
because
he
he
cut along
basically
the back.
Yeah, because with the chest piece, he cuts it in half, doesn't he? Pretty much, or
he pretty much bashes it in with the back of his.
Yeah, that's right. He does, doesn't
saber.
he? Yeah. But yeah, I loved that. It was really good, and I like a lot of people weren't too keen on the Leia actress, but I thought she was really good, and I thought that final scene with her was really well done, and obviously, so yeah, I loved it, and I know that everyone's calling for a second. Like, Ewan McGregor's quite happy to do another one if the story's right, and as you say, I think they need to be careful about. He shouldn't really meet Leia and Luke again.
Yeah, I think they need to. Right, he's done with Vader. Pop that aside. Because I think that needs to just be left alone.
Yeah,
and his interaction with those original trilogy characters just needs to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could. I really like the Obi-Wan book, so I think potentially what they could do is have a similar storyline to that going on. So again, unfortunately, would mean spending more time on Tatooine, which I'm starting to loathe. But it's more, I think they could potentially do that. But I don't want to see more of him and Vader.
No, that's been done.
It complicates things further along.
It does. They've
drawn it to a point where they can get it to fit. All right, it's not the cleanest fit in the world, but it's not the cleanest fit. I think if they make it more of a thing, it kind of, the more they drag it on, the less reason there is for Vader to stop looking for him. Whereas at the moment, as long as Obi-Wan doesn't keep popping up, he's pretty much been told by the Emperor, fucking leave it.
Yeah.
I think you could.
Yeah, questioning his judgment that it's been clouded by Obi-Wan and that he's after the, he's not the priority kind of thing. Yeah.
I think if you want to see more Vader, you could quite happily do a Vader TV series. I mean, you've got is it Doc Alpha? I think it's Doc Alpha in the comics. You could go down that whole route.
You could go anywhere with him because none of it would spoil any continuity. You could just have him just going down to different planets and just caning the shit out of people, and you know,
you can invent a whole different kind of Jedi or the Birth of the Rebellion where he's trying to stop it. Like there's loads of stuff you could do. Plenty of it.
So absolutely loved it. Thought it was great. Best. My best TV series, I think that Disney Plus have done.
Yeah,
Mandalorian's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, Mandalorian is fantastic, but the nostalgia, like, and Ewan McGregor and stuff with Obi-Wan is enough to kind of elevate it for me.
Those Hayden Christensen scenes were just fantastic.
Yeah.
Really well done. I can't fault it. I really like the series. I thought it was fantastic. Like Ryan says, the Vader comics are pretty good. They are. If you ever get to read them. They're really good. Show how much of a bastard he is.
Yes, that was great. What else? Strange New Worlds. I've watched the first couple of episodes. Really enjoyed it. So that's Star Trek. That's on Paramount, which has just launched. I think it's £6 a month, or if you've got Sky Cinema, you get it bundled in. Really good. Obviously, we've seen Pike in Discovery season 2. Spock's been recast again. Not sure why, but he seems okay. But yeah, it's just really it just seems it's quite refreshing, and it doesn't seem too bogged down in like Discovery felt like just trying to be so woke and so taken away from the core. It feels more like obviously like the original series, because that's what it's meant to be.
It's sad that the most Star Trek thing that was on telly up to this point was the Orville.
Yeah.
And I really like that. I can watch that all day long. Because Discovery just doesn't quite feel like Star Trek.
No, but Strange New Worlds is really good. So I've only watched the first 2, but obviously we got like me and my mate watching the whole series. So, but I can only watch it if I'm at his, because we kind of like alternate, because I'm not going to pay to have it. It's good. And then I watched the first. I know you said you were done with Westworld. I kind of thought I was, but I thought, well, there's a new series. It's only they're only releasing one episode every week. Watched the first one. Kind of I couldn't really remember how the third series ended. It was okay. I was a bit like, what's going on? Okay, I kind of worked it out. It's never really. I think the first series was brilliant. Second series was okay as well, but third series was bad. And this one, has obviously got.
Yeah, because I think I tried to watch the second series, where I get so confused between at the end of the first series. So at the end of the first series, there was that shoot up at the very end.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then did one of them was going to escape, but then went back in for her daughter?
Yeah.
So I need to watch it from the second series.
Yeah, it's quite confusing in some respects, and I think I liked the first couple of series, and it had a good story, and then third series I think really sort of went off the rails a bit. I watched that during lockdown, and I was just because I don't think if I don't get me wrong, I was working, I wasn't furloughed or anything, but you couldn't go out or anything, in the evenings or what have you. So I did watch that third series, and it was a slog. But I saw the fourth season was on. So, but yeah, I'm surprised. Mark says I didn't know Westworld was still going on. I'm surprised it's come back, to be honest, after that third season, but we'll see. It was okay, first episode, but yeah. And then we've got obviously the Umbrella Academy's back for season 3. I've watched about four episodes now. Have you seen
I'm loving
all of it?
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, I'm bang up to date with it, I think.
Cool. Yeah, it's good. Really good.
With the
enjoying that. Yes. Yeah. So it's funny because when I watched the second series, I really should have watched the first series again because it really tied in and it was quite confusing. Whereas this one's all right because they've saved the world, they've come back to their own time stream, but they're kind of in a different. I suppose you're looking at a multiverse, so in a different version of it, and they're not the team. There's a new team, the Sparrows. So it's kind of okay. You don't have to really remember everything that happened in the first two series.
Yeah, you kind of get the gist.
It's like a reset. Yeah, it's okay. Obviously, there's quite cool with the old guy that's the boy from the 60s and stuff like that. I just found that was just in the last episode. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying that. And yeah, earlier on, we'll get to the boys in a sec. Of Stranger Things, is Ryan said it's back tomorrow for the last two. So we've got two epic episodes. I think one's an hour and 3/4, and the other one's 2.5 hours. So two movies, really.
Big
so
episodes.
Looking forward to those. I've really enjoyed the series. It's been really good. Yeah, and the boys. You've been watching the boys.
Yeah,
I haven't got to it yet, but you said something about hero-gasm, and it disturbed me.
It is, yeah. There's an episode called Hero-gasm. It was the last episode that was on. It's worth watching. It was
because somebody was already being strangled by a giant cock, haven't they?
Yeah, it makes an appearance again. Yeah, it's a The Boys is the best superhero thing that's been on telly for a while, and they spoof a lot of real life things that have happened,
right?
Particularly real life cringy things, but it's very, very good. Yeah, and Butcher's just a man after my own heart is Butcher.
The Boys is the OFAC of hero shows. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very, very much. Yeah,
we'll take that.
We do throw a lot of cunts about, to be fair. Yeah, Hero-gasm will find enduring. It will do. It will. The deepest fucking yeah. Yeah, he's interesting. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. I don't talk about too much for it if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, it's really good.
The Boys I should be starting that soon. Yeah, definitely. I've enjoyed the other two seasons. So yeah. Yeah. Cool. So there's a lot of good TV at the moment. I think there was a bit of seemed to be a bit of a drought, sort of first quarter of the year. But I think now all this cool stuff's dropping. And I haven't tried Miss Marvel yet. I've heard that's not too bad.
It's fine. It's probably one of the better Marvel TV series.
Yeah. So I'll probably get to that at some point.
I always forget about it. I kind of dip in and out of it.
Yeah. But yeah, trying to juggle 3 or 4 series of this sort of stuff at the moment. But
yeah, there's a lot on.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot on. Cool. Well, I think we are at that point of the show where we're pretty much done. It's time to
we'll do the
thank everyone.
So
I think it's probably worth a big thank you to these guys, because thanks to these guys we get to go to a celebration and show you all the great, fantastic stuff. So
definitely,
thank you from us.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think to say we're going to be on our best behaviour. We're going to do the things we need to do, take lots of photographs, try and meet up with some fellow podcasters and what have you. But yeah, that that's much appreciated. So big thanks to Sean Fear, Ian Seaby, René Mendes, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Equan, Chris Van Ben Thomas, Chris Leddy, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Joao Brader. Just seen that. Nice. Danny Lee, Dinny Martin, Stephen Krepp, Big Fern, King Zach, Caesar Mariquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Momonsky, Rick De Gregorio, Johnny Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Asusina, Luscious Rayner, Alid Morgan, Takar 3 Wah, Derek Berzinski, Carlos Saavedra, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Jimmy James, Stephen Purchase, Sean Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. We thank you very much. It's great to see that not only just people sticking on this list from I don't think anybody's left, and it's nice to see new names on there. And obviously, Alid, we have to thank him for reminding Ian about the
He
celebration
saved the day with that
tickets,
one. He did
because
save
apparently
the
they're
day.
now sold out for the Saturday. So
Yeah.
we'll look forward to meeting up with Alid at the show. Definitely, that'd be really cool. So yeah, if you're not a Patreon, you fancy joining up, we've got the $5 per month Sweet Angel, which gets you sticker sent straight to your door every month, as well as access to Ox After Dark replay. Certified Crispies, $15 a month, gets you an official Certified Crispy certificate on first pledge. Assistance with figure fixes by Zach. Obviously, you can always ask me and Ian anything if you're more UK based, and all the benefits of the previous tier. And you got the top tier, the Water Guy, $25 per month, gets you the Water Guy exclusive POG Deluxe set on first pledge. Doubles all the stickers we send, so you can send them to your friends and family, and all the benefits of the previous tiers. International postage will be chargeable if you're not in the US, because as with everything, the cost of postage is fucking ridiculous these days. And it's weird because it's a lot more expensive to send from the US to the UK than it is for us to send stuff to them. I don't know why. Because normally we get screwed on everything, but it's one thing where it's actually a little bit cheaper to.
Because normally, if I send off a 6-scale head, for argument's sake, and I get it fully insured and everything, it's normally about £25.
Yeah.
And that's like insuring it for like up to £500 and all
Yeah,
this
yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not that much. Considering most stuff in the UK, like when I send a head, is like £7-8. It's not that big of a jump between the £8 to 25 when you think the distance, extra distance it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
So that's so then we so we're still just in June, final day of June, July tomorrow. So you might be too late on these. I don't know. There might be some spares. So if you join up today, there might be some leftovers for June. We've got the Oxbuck sticker and the Rainer Sandal sticker. And there's the Collecting Weekly Pogs there on the right that you would get if you join the Water Guide tier. We just got the July Patreon benefits in. We're having a CW Icon reissue sticker, and then we've got we've got the first Collectors Club sticker with John sucking on something. John, are you still listening? I'd never seen a pink cigar before. But I'm sure I'm sure it's all very innocent.
It certainly looks it. Yeah. If you want a Collectors Club sticker where John's sucking a dick for a glory hole, away you go.
It's just appearing from nowhere. Yeah, like a disembodied penis.
It's like an episode of The Boys. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah, what happens in the club? Yeah, stays in the club. Definitely. I'm scared to join on a Friday night. It's a very exclusive club, way beyond my pay grade as well. So okay, so we also have YouTube channel members. This is a list that's growing, which is good to see. Mojo Z78, Absolute Irwin, Test Just One, DK Avenger 702, OMFG Rick, S Beam, Andres IB, Daminator Zamgist, Thomas Clark, Benjamin Hansen, OG Fan, Penrikers, Mark Pearson, Ben Thomas, Paul Schreiber, Andrew Gibo, CC3PO, Lima Hernandez, Carlito, CT603, and Eddie Mendez. I tell you what, I'm really glad that those two ones that you always laugh at are not on there anymore.
I know, I'm disappointed.
I don't know whether they're on here and they're just giving us their proper names now, or whether they're just fucked off completely. But
it's not fair. It's not fair. I'm not happy.
No, you wouldn't be. You wouldn't be. If you're a Patreon for 99 cents a month, you can be a YouTube channel member. You get loyalty badges, emojis, and obviously shout outs on the show. If you're not a Patreon but you want to join the YouTube group, then you can join the Peanut Gallery for $2.99 a month, and you get all the same benefits of the Patreonies. TeePublic, I'll just stick a link in there. We do number of branded T-shirts and stuff, different logos from the shows, slogans, bits and pieces. I am going to try and I'm going to talk to Zach about maybe getting a OFAC crew T-shirt made up for Celebration. So if you're going to come along and meet us and you fancy get some, like, joining the group, getting a T-shirt, that'd be really cool. We're going to just have a look at it to see what we can have on it, because we might not be able to have anything Star Wars based, but I was kind of thinking that we could have, like, the OFAC logo on the front, little one, and then on the one with our emoji, with our avatars on the back, and maybe like we could have, like, host Pete, host Ian, and then if you're a Patreon, you could have, like, Patreon in your name or something like that. It's, because if there's going to be a group of us meeting up, it might be quite cool to if you fancy getting a T-shirt. So we'll have a look at that and see if there's anything we can do there. Yeah, but it'd be good to like, try and get a bit of exposure out there, and it'd be really cool if someone, like, recognised us.
I doubt it.
Nah. Well, you never know. You never know. It's in the right
13
country.
13 people that's watching now.
Oh, there was more. There was more than that. Cool. Yeah. So that's pretty much. I'll leave Ian to take us through the rest of the network.
So I'm not going to cut off every show we got, because I've given them a break for a week. So this is us. This is the network. We've got weekly shows, fortnightly shows, every third Tuesday shows. We've got every third Wednesday, unless it's next to a Thursday that's on the crescent moon of the following Thursdays, Wednesdays, Tuesdays, second Monday. We've got practically everything. So There's something for everyone there. It's well worth listening to the other shows, because they are all top draw. There you go. That's about the nicest I'm ever going to be.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's the show.
I think there's an imminent ringcast, but as another weekend rolls along, I haven't heard any talk of it being this Saturday. Maybe not. But yeah, hopefully we'll get one of those out again soon. It's been too long, and there's stuff to talk about. So, come on, Mark. I know you're in the chat.
Yeah, pull your finger out.
Yeah, come on, mate.
We miss drunk Mark.
Yeah, definitely. And then we've just got Collecting Weekly Clips YouTube channel. Check it out if you want to laugh. There's some very funny stuff on there. So worth a look if you're bored.
Wicked, cool. So I think that is about us done.
That is. I've slid in at just under 2 hours, which is good for us. Yeah,
very good for us. Normally you spend about an hour on new this week.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was fairly brief.
Yeah,
it's good.
I think we've done all right. It's been an all right show. I've enjoyed it. So
yeah,
thank you everyone for joining us.
Yeah, and I hope you all managed, if you were trying to get your Celebration tickets, that you got the days you wanted. And definitely let us know on like, message us, or drop a post on Collecting Weekly Auxiliary if you're going. And over the next 9 months, we'll try and work out how we can all meet up.
Yeah, definitely.
Be really good. Cool.
Yeah, cool. All right, guys.
Yeah,
nice one.
Brilliant. Yeah.
See you all later.
Yeah. See you all later. Good night.